with each and every team member so that they can bloom more fully. Everyone he encounters seems genuinely thrilled to stop and chat. No one looks intimidated. No one gathers in a tense semicircle competing for his attention. More importantly, Dave appears genuinely interested in all of them. As he glides through the room, he seems to trail some kind of CEO pixie dust that leaves the people in his wake feeling validated, motivated, and, if possible, even more committed to the company than they were before. Dave pauses to sprinkle some of that pixie dust on his head of marketing, Kate Hewitt. Kate is a former Goldman Sachs investment banker turned digital advertising guru. Years earlier, when she left Wall Street to put her quantitative mind to work on marketing analytics, Dave saw something special in her. Kate is reserved, but deeply insightful. When she speaks, everyone leans in to hear what's on her mind. What's the best way to handle a situation with an employee who has an increasingly negative attitude? She asked Dave. He fields her question with some of his own. Well, what does that employee really need right now? What's behind their negative attitude? Are they not feeling heard? Do you think they're in the right role? It's typical Dave. Instead of jumping in with the answers, he always looks to uncover the subtext. He's eternally curious about what is going unsaid and responds with a series of targeted, insightful questions. Questions that invite conversation. What need isn't being met? What fear holds that person back? What is really driving that person? What gift is going unexpressed? What is that person's real purpose? It's this supernatural curiosity and empathy that his team responds to, and it's at least partly responsible for the loyalty and commitment Bombas employees feel. Not only does Dave do this for his own team, but he also coaches his executives to use the same methods with their direct reports. In a short period, Bombas has become a breakout success in the direct-to-consumer category, while many of its peers have made big splashes only to dry up later. Bombas has done it while winning numerous Best Place to Work accolades and chalking up some of the lowest employee turnover in the industry. We believe this is because CEO Dave Heath leads with heart. Let's contrast Dave with another of our clients. Since it's not the most flattering story, we'll call him Joe, out of respect and confidentiality. When we met him, Joe ran a small public healthcare company. Looking at Joe, talking to Joe, spending time with Joe, you'd think this guy had all the trappings of a successful CEO. Stanford degree, professional presentation, deep domain expertise, super connected network, process-oriented mindset, the determination and grit of a Scottish border collie. Name a classic skill or trait of a successful leader that you'd find in all the business books? Joe had it. And operationally, Joe had implemented many of the latest best practices for organizing the team and their time. They had stand-ups and sprints. They had values that included words like candor, empower, and celebrate. They even had kombucha on tap. But after some early success bringing a few new treatments for cancer and Parkinson's to market, Joe's company was going through a rough patch. Morale was at an all-time low. Turnover was hovering at 50%, and most employees who did stick around were just calling it in. Employees felt frustrated. Few felt seen or empowered, in their words. Instead of working collaboratively, most sat alone quietly at their desks, writing long emails or swapping rapid-fire Slack messages with colleagues, some of whom were sitting 3 feet away. Meetings often ended without clear decisions or to-dos. Checked-out team members took 2-hour lunches, and as a result, sales continued to dwindle. Joe called us in to help with the morale and performance issue. He was frustrated by having to do everything. According to Joe, no one saw the business the way he did. No one had an eye for quality like he did. No matter how much time his team put into a press release, Joe had to rewrite it. Basically, no matter what happened, Joe found a flaw in it. When we talked to his team, it was clear how dedicated they were to the company's vision.